This is Andreas Schröfl, born in Munich and had died in the wool Bavarian. Today, he lives in a village on the edge of the Hallertau region, right next to the hops, as is only meet and fitting, because after leaving school, he learned the crafts of brewing and malting.
Habe dann anschließend studiert in Weinstefan, den Brauingenieur.
After that, I studied brewing technology at Weinstefan. Then I was with Andreas Steinecker Machine and Fabrik in Freising. I worked as a commissioning fitter and helped to develop 2 boiling systems, which are still operating satisfactorily. Back then, I was away on business trips quite often, but I wanted to spend more time at home with my family. That's why I joined the brewery. And so, for 4.5 years, I was second brewmaster at the Freisinger Hofbräuhaus. In 2008, I returned to Krones at its Steinecker plant as project manager sales for the regions Asia, Pacific and North Africa. Since then, I've been making sure things run smoothly. And it's not only his workday projects that are successful, his private ones are as well. His love of beer brewing and his long-standing passion for detective stories impelled him to write a book, a beer-themed detective novel too.
Was mir halt wichtig war, also mein Krimi, der ist in der zweiten Vergangenheit geschrieben. Das ist die Sprache, die man in Bayern redet. Da ist mein großes Vorbild, darf man ganz ehrlich sagen.
My detective story is written in the present perfect. That's the way we speak here in Bavaria, the sort of language you can identify with. It's exciting and makes you laugh. Then there was the question of the story's setting. I opted for Munich. This was important to me.
Eigentlich muss das in München spielen lassen, weil das halt doch, wenn man diese, so aus die 70er und 80er Jahre, diese Kultsendungen, ja, der Charlie, Münchner Geschichten, irgendwie.
There are these cult TV programs, you see, set in the Munich of the 1960s and 1970s. They influenced me a lot. And what's also very important, the novel had to be set in a brewery, since that's where I come from myself.
Wenn du lustig machst, dann kann es was werden. Und es muss natürlich in der Brauerei spielen, ist ja klar, weil da komme ich ja her.
And it's in this brewery, shortly before the Oktoberfest, that one of the staff is murdered. Sanctus, a brewer, an ex-policeman, and a real Munich character, tries to find the murderer of his friend.
Dann wollte sich gerade zum Gehen umdrehen.
Then, he was just about to turn and go, as Sanctus found himself saying, "Kiss my ass, you moron." Charlie turns round. "You know something, Sanctus? You could have a bit more respect for working people. I can hardly imagine that you have a proper job at the moment, have you? You're living with your sister, aren't you? That's her car, isn't it? And now, I'll tell you something. You did your apprenticeship at the Sternbräu Brewery. And I'm sure you remember your old journeyman, Matthias Kellerer. Do you remember him? Your old pal at the brewery? Guess what happened to him? They boiled him last night in a brew of dark wheat beer. That left you speechless, eh? Still so gubby. Bye, Sanctus. And remember me to your sister." End of scene. The police depart. Sanctus with his tail between his legs, all the curses and swear words that were on the tip of his tongue remained unspoken. And Sanctus will be continuing his investigations in the future as well. The second book will hit the shops in July 2016, and the third one is currently being written.